Up next on Usala Radio, presenting The Wall, a new show for parents and teenagers navigating through difficult topics. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Edwin Desamore.
What's up, everybody? This is Edwin Desamore, and you're listening to The Wall, where we witness achievements through life lessons. We've been off for a while, but we're right back, ready to make it happen today. So welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. Let's make it happen today. In the studio today, we have two guests that will be introducing themselves. Our first guest.
Vivian Gonzalez Ortiz.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Vivian.
you for having me.
And we're going to get into a little bit about Vivian, what she does for a living, and some of her goals, projects, and hobbies.
Yeah.
All right, and our next guest.
Good afternoon, Jeanette Montijo.
Jeanette, thank you for coming. And for those who don't know, Jeanette's my sister-in-law.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you
All
for
right?
having me.
And we're going to be prying into Jeanette's life also.
Can't Scary.
All right. And we have Eddie Lopez Jr. in the house.
How's everything? Good?
All right. Yeah, good to see you.
Good.
Chicken Hawk in the background, Elijah Dez. So Elijah, let's take it off. Let's get started because this thing's going to get real good today.
On the wall this week is friendship. What are the effects of genuine friends and negative friends on us? And more than that, do they have an effect on our health? How can we recognize the true friends in our lives? And how can we identify the bad ones? The final question worth asking is, how can we figure out how healthy our friendships really are? Remember, the end of this show should be the beginning of your conversations. Don't be afraid to tear down the wall.
Now remember that, folks, the end of this show should be the beginning of your conversation. And I always like to put out there, many times our families are struggling because there's no types of conversations going on at home. A lot of times young people do come to their parents to talk. And a lot of us are guilty of that. They're like, I really don't want to talk about it, or we don't discuss that. A lot of old school mentality of this is a taboo. But here we like to dive into. We love to have those conversations that people are afraid to have or speak about. So we like to put it out there. And there's no right or wrong, but at least we're talking.
Right.
And a lot of times we do certain exercises to break it to the habit, and it's really a practice that we put in play so other folks can use. So we're going to jump right into the random question of today, all right? Please be honest. You have to be honest on the show. Chicken Hawk knows when people are lying.
I'm going to be very transparent.
All right?
You got it.
We came in with that mentality
Okay.
today.
Yes,
We're
we
going
came
to just let
prepared.
it all go.
What is one conspiracy theory that you completely believe in? Why do you believe? Who wants to give it a shot first?
Me, I'm the biggest nerd here, to be honest. To be honest,
Speak up.
I believe that there is life on other planets around. There is so much proof to back it up. And I'm going to tell you this, it doesn't just have to be like aliens with their big black eyes, their gray, silly, flip-flop looking bodies. No, it could be plants or something. It could be something totally random. The planets could be alive for all we know.
Wow, I never thought about that one.
Life could exist in so many ways. For examples, we have the dirt. We have so many different things. We have a mortal jellyfish. So we do not know what is out there, and we have yet to explore. Because it was proven that Mars did once have water. Mars is survivable. So we do not know what was here before us and what will be here after us.
I have to agree with you on that. And I think more so when we look at the ocean hasn't been fully explored. I think maybe 15% of it has been explored. So, I mean, I have to agree with you on that.
I go to the swimming pool. I don't even like exploring the bottom of the swimming
don't
pool.
know
So,
what's in there.
Like, the Earth has many, many layers.
Yeah.
We went down some.
Yeah.
We do not know what is at the core. We do not know what at the bottom because it is dangerous, but we do not know what can survive it and what lives there.
That's true.
Okay. Anybody else want to give this a shot? What conspiracy theories do you believe in?
I believe in secret societies.
Absolutely.
I definitely believe in secret societies. I think I don't know much about the Illuminati, but I've heard and read some stuff. But I do believe that there are a small amount of people that are controlling the majority of the economy of the world. So
Wow.
I definitely
That 1% Bernie keep
that
talking
1%.
about?
I'm trying to get there, but I don't know.
I think we're all trying to get there.
For me, I don't know. I don't really think about conspiracy theories like that.
Really, I'm pretty surprised. You know,
Like, I really-
I thought you would really be jumping into that.
No, not really, because it's like Yeah, there's a lot of things like the, other people like living in different planets and stuff. Like we have Milky Ways, different millions and billions, so we don't know. But that's the only thing what Elijah said. That's the only conspiracy theory I really believe in. And hers, of course, Illuminati, all the KKK stuff like that. I believe in all that. But like, I'm not really into the conspiracy theories like that.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. Jeannie, you have anything?
I want to say the most current that I can think of right now, and it's in the media, is the conspiracy around people of high society that are paying to have their children enrolled in these elite colleges.
Wow.
And that's definitely happening. And, although some may say that it's a conspiracy, I personally believe that it's true.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting. Chico, anything? No, we're good.
How about you?
Me, I kind of a mixture of everybody's thoughts here.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the X-Files. Real big on believing there's something out there.
Yeah.
I'm also.
What is the X-Files?
Oh,
it was
man.
yeah.
He's aging us now.
Yeah, TV show, basically about UFOs, aliens, and other things.
Before Wi-Fi. And
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
only show you could watch at like
Yep.
midnight.
What I wanted to add. So I saw a post, right? And basically this post actually got me kind of shocked. And it's going to sound weird because there could be a lot of proof to go against it, but there could also be a lot of stuff to go with it. Because, all right, so you know how there was an asteroid that hit the dinosaurs?
Mm-hmm.
People say, what if the asteroid wasn't an asteroid, but instead, there's a lot of people that believe this, that it said it was like a UFO or something that carried humans from a different place.
Yeah, I heard that before.
And that hit the
I didn't hear
I've
that.
never heard
here,
that.
and this
wiped
is how
all the
we,
That's a good
dinosaurs.
theory.
I didn't
And
hear
wiped
that.
all the dinosaurs, and then we started living on.
That's
we have
pretty
alien
interesting.
DNA. I heard that before.
I've never heard that before, but that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I never
really
heard.
interesting theory.
I hope I don't have alien DNA. I feel like an alien sometimes, but
Yeah, maybe there's a reason why my head is big. All right, Ed, you want to hit us with the weekly update?
Okay. Have you heard of the coronavirus? A virus that has never been seen before, recently found in patients in Wuhan, China. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. This virus is described as pneumonia-like and is connected with SARS and Middle East respiratory syndrome. At least 56 people in China have already died. Actually, this actually bumped up to
200 and
200
some
something.
odd,
Yeah,
50
it
something.
just bumped
Yeah.
up. I just saw that. 5 confirmed cases in the United States, and confirmed cases have also shown up in 10 other countries besides China. Also, to add up in there, also is spreading into Chicago right now as we speak. There was also cases in Chicago that they're spreading right now.
Yeah.
I just got back from North Carolina, and I noticed that on the airplanes, folks were walking around with the mask on.
Yeah, a lot of people.
A
are
lot
doing
of
that.
people were walking around with the mask.
For extra
And speaking of
precautionary
conspiracy
measures.
theories, before we even asked the question on this, speaking of conspiracy theories, I'm one of those that believe sometimes some of these things are man-made, or
Yes.
put out there,
Agreed.
population control and all
Yeah.
types of things like that. What do you think we need to do to keep ourselves safe from this type of virus?
Wash our hands thoroughly.
Wow.
First and foremost.
The
Sanitize
Dylan in the background
between.
showing his hand
Sanitize
sanitizer.
in between.
Okay.
See? He's on top of it.
see, when I get sick, I'm one of those people that I put a mask on. Like I don't want to
Okay.
contaminate like my kids or the household or anything like that. So
Okay.
I appreciate, when you go overseas and you see all the Asian folks, covering themselves
Yeah.
up. I appreciate that.
So do I.
I think we should.
And that's who I saw with the mask on at the
Yeah,
airport. They
I
were
think
all
you
wearing
should.
the mask. Yeah.
I think you should we should get into that vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like even when you say wash your hands and stuff like. Question about this, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do too much research of coronavirus. But how do you get it? Does it really Chicken Hawk? I want to hear Chicken Hawk I want to hear his explanation. Hold up, Elijah, give him the mic real quick. I want to hear it.
Wait, how you get it or how it started?
Well, how you get it? Is it
What do
just
you mean?
like
How did it start?
well, how did it start? Yeah.
It started in a Wuhan seafood market. I was doing research on it for my homework in my school. I had to do research on it, and it started in a Wuhan seafood market where they were making illegal trades with wild animals
Ooh.
and then
remember
putting
that.
them in the seafood market.
Oh.
They were like selling bats,
Oh yeah, actually I
Nice.
did see a picture of that, like
Yes.
all the different wild. Oh, so that's where it came from.
Contamination.
Because I saw that, I just didn't read it. It was too
That's
much
pretty
reading. I'm not
interesting.
gonna lie.
Well, I read an article this morning, just briefly, that Bill Gates had mentioned that this would happen. I don't know how true that is, but you know,
All right, so
how do you
Once
predict
again,
something like
man-made.
that? How do you predict it?
I'm probably gonna have the most to say. I'm gonna have a lot to say, so we're gonna have to keep that timer running for just a bit. But so basically, you know, I watch a lot of CNN, and I do a lot of research, because, yeah. So, yeah, he was right. It did start in Wuhan, China, with a seafood market. Basically, the seafood market was doing illegal things, legal trade. They were doing wild animal trades. They were doing different things, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them were contaminated. And you know, as you could look at other places, they have a lot of foreign food, and they eat different things. I'm not sure if we like that, but they do. If you see a lot of videos, they eat so many different things that we have never seen before. And so this is something crazy different. Because they're just, I don't even know how to describe it, but the animals carried something. We
And it
got it.
cross-contaminated.
Yeah. And that kind of spread through the market. And then, I'm not sure if the symptoms showed right away or whatever, but it's just spread after a while.
And it's airborne, isn't it?
Yep.
And apparently there's a 2 weeks incubation period.
They say it has a lot of relation to it has the Middle Eastern respiratory, whatever. But basically, yeah, it does cause respiratory problems. It is definitely hard for older people and younger people. But people in the middle age, they could do better. But between that, they do really bad for their breathing. It has killed a lot of people so far. I believe that they're just trying to hide the number count, just like with the Iran and American battle
Yeah, it is.
that we heard before.
It is possible.
They are hiding
That's
the
the theme
numbers so we do
music.
not freak out. If you actually believe this, a plague has spread in 1720, 1820, 1920, and
Oh,
now
yeah.
2020. So
Oh, wow.
this is something huge that we should definitely defend ourselves from.
Absolutely.
If you could see in,
Is that a coincidence with those numbers?
I don't think it's a coincidence.
What's the correlation between that and like what we had like a decade ago with the H1N1, the swine flu?
To be honest, I think this is all part of government stuff and world societies. To be honest, our population keeps on getting too high. And it comes to major problems with food and how we're destroying our world. I think that this could be a tradition or something that keeps on coming around so that we could save the earth by either shortening the population, getting rid of some bad things.
There was a movie by M. Night Shyamalan
Shyamalan?
where the earth kind of like turned on everybody, where people started killing themselves.
Yes.
It was a movie where through the plants and the trees they were letting out some type of chemicals where people would flip out. I forgot the name of it, but
Yeah.
pretty much at the end of the
Turning.
movie it was
The turning?
yeah, the
Yeah,
turning.
that's it.
So basically, it was about the world protecting itself from people. You know,
Okay.
the planet really that's their defense mechanism.
Yeah.
This is how the planet survives.
Yeah.
And overpopulation.
Yes.
There's some truth to that.
That's
what
crazy.
That, like I said, another thing. Planets could be alive. That could also prove it. A whole nother fact. But like I said, this world is proven of so many high-powered people that could be low-powered in public, but like, secretly, they could have the power of the world. To be honest.
All right, we're going to go straight into a commercial break. Please stay tuned. We're going to get into ethical dilemma. This one's going to be a good one. I wonder what folks got to say on ethical dilemma. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Wall live on USLA Radio.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but the teachers, the counselors, they help you. One of the teachers was Miss Araceli. Miss Araceli, she gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll come over and she'll sit there with you until you get it.
Thank you, Ms. Araceli. I know you make a difference in people's lives because of the person and teacher you are. I wanted to be here because I wanted to thank you for helping me get a beautiful gift.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work. Getting your high school diploma, it is a life-changing experience. It really is.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I don't know what happened. I went no. Welcome back, everybody. This is Edmund Desmore, and you're listening to The Wall, where we witness achievements through life lessons. We're back with ethical dilemmas. That's what's next up on the wall. Eddie Lopez, take it from here.
Okay. So if a child somehow survived and grew up in the wilderness without any human contact, how, quote unquote, human would they feel, would they be without the influence of society and culture? That's actually a good question.
That is a really good
Wow.
question.
Because
Wow.
if you think about it, all right, so you know how we become toxic or our actions are from who's around us and how we surround ourselves with people and stuff like that. Many of these people that are successful right now are all from, people that are all good influence. So if you think about when they say no human contact, it's like how will we feel or how will we act and how will we adjust to society without anybody telling us how to approach things.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's pretty deep.
Good point.
Yeah, we mimic human behavior. So if you think about us not being able to communicate with another individual or how to eat or how to sleep, or you're going to mimic whoever is influential for your survival. So I'm thinking if you're going to be raised by wolves, you're going to act like a wolf.
Tarzan. Like
You're
Tarzan.
going to act like a wolf.
There
Look at
has been a
Tarzan.
lot of confirmed cases about people who have grown up in the wilderness raised
Yeah.
by animals.
Mm-hmm.
There has been some with wolves, which I highly am confused about, but there has been some with wolves, but that is totally crazy. But look, we, as growing up as a baby, you learn the language that your parents use.
That's correct.
You survive how your parents do. So basically, you're no matter what, when you're growing up, you're gonna accustom to whatever's raising you, depending on how whatever role you think they have in
That's
your
right.
life.
Well, this is pretty interesting for my take on this. When you really think about, I'm gonna take it a whole nother step further.
Let's see it. Can't wait.
So basically, we're losing human contact now. Social media.
Social media, cell phones.
Yeah, no one's actually talking to each other person. All you're seeing are posts and videos. And is it real human behavior? Is it real human emotions that we're seeing, or is it just a gimmick? When you really think about it, do people, just because you have 1,000 friends on social media, are they really your friends? We're leading into our topic of the day, but when you really think about it,
That's
I'm
my
about to go
disclaimer
all
to my
out. I'm about to go
children.
all out on this one.
That is my major
and I
disclaimer.
love to put that out there
Yes.
because a lot of young people, because I deal with a lot of young people. I'm a dean at a school, and I also work in the community. And a lot of young people love to walk around talking about how many followers or how many friends that they do have, right? And I, at the end of the day, sometimes they might laugh at someone for having maybe 10 likes, and sometimes I say those are 10 good friends
Yeah.
than a bunch of people you don't know. So I think at the end of the day, when you look at this, we're losing that already. We're losing human
We are.
contact. We're losing, some folks don't know how to deal with people personally no more because they're so used to dealing with folks on social media.
Yeah.
And what is a friend? When's the last time certain people saw their friend or took time out to be with each other, hang out with each other? So this is pretty deep. But at the end of the day, you're not human. Yeah, you're human, but you lose everything that you're supposed to have because we thrive off each other. At the end of the day, we're not really meant to be isolated. Even though some people love to be, I like to be isolated sometimes. But sitting around. But we still need human contact.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Ed. You kind of first time I see you jumpy right now.
So I don't know, but this topic, because it really touches the spot. So I'll use myself as an example. So this past couple weeks I've been going through stuff, right? So I'm like, who's the only people that can really get you through stuff is your real friends and the people that you surround yourself with. So back then, I used to hang around myself with people that were negative influence around me, and I would be negative and toxic to everybody. So what I realized lately, I post something on social media, right? It was just like something like, who's like my real friends that will check up on me and then stuff like that and see how I'm really doing. So then I saw the people that actually replied. A lot of people replied that, you know, they're like, yo, what you need? I'm here for you type thing. But then the people that I thought that was like my friends, like my family, everything, and the people that have been there since day one, and I look at them and they saw my stuff, but didn't reply. Didn't even ask me how I was doing. But then they can call me and then ask me, oh, what's this? When is this? Or, oh, how's this? Or when they need something. So you know who's your real friends and who's been there.
You
for
basing that off of social media experience?
Off of social media experience. This is how you really tell of who's your real friend. You could post something and then see, you know, who's really gonna hit you up.
Like,
That could be the case, but
that could be the
I'm
case.
telling you right now.
This is Eddie Lopez's opinion. I'm not going against his opinion. This is his opinion, and we don't have to agree. This is the reason
Right.
we come up with ethical dilemmas, because a lot of times families hate to have discussions because they feel as though they're gonna start arguing, then they stop talking to each other. So, you know, like, he's giving his point of view, and we have to respect and listen to his point of view of how he feels about that. But it's always good to hear different perspectives. Like, I'm hearing where you're coming from, and it gives me a better understanding how young people are thinking and why depression sits in also, because they feel as though nobody really cares. And that's why I believe so many people put their whole life's drama.
On social
Yeah,
media.
and
On
that's the
social
thing.
media.
And I don't put my drama on social media, not at all. But I was just like, you know what? Let's test it out. Let's just see how it goes. Because I always like testing out stuff. I just want to see, you know, who's there and who's not. But at the end of the day, Ed, if someone calls you and say, how you doing? How's everything? You know he's your real friend. If they just call you and you know that it shouldn't even be like, wow, this is a miracle that he actually called me. It shouldn't even be like that. It should be like, you know what, Ed, just call me. What's up? What you need? That's how it should be. That's a real friend. I can count 10 people on my fingers right now. That's my real friends. And that's all I need.
That's
I
a
don't
lot.
need a big
How-
Yeah, that's a lot. I can only
how
count
old
them
are
in
you?
one.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
18.
18.
Look,
Well, no. You know, no.
Let me
Listen,
argue, let me
listen.
argue, let me
You're
argue.
gonna, you know. I just want to say, you know, you got a long life ahead of you.
Oh, I know that.
And you're gonna experience many different people. You know, you know, some people come in your life for a reason. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, because some people come in for, now they say, for a season,
First season.
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and they really are good, true people to you. But then you're gonna move on, because you know, and the point of evolving is meeting new people. But I'll get into that a little bit later on. Go ahead, Elijah.
Look, I can agree with you, and someone's like, hey, yo, they checked up on you. That's pretty cool. But you ain't wait until that certain experience is gonna come where they really gotta be there for you. You gotta wait until they willing to come over physically and check up on you. You gotta wait until there's something tragic that happened with you, and so they're gonna be right by your side. They're not just gonna call you, but they're gonna call you and let you know what, I'm gonna come over for you, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna distract you. We ain't had that time yet. You gotta wait until it's really their time to show. You can't just do it over social media, because all they're doing to prove that is type probably like 3 buttons just to say, hey, yo, I'm your friend. No, you don't. They didn't give that. You ain't give them that opportunity to really prove themselves. If they're gonna be there for you all the time, 24/7, no, you ain't give them that chance. You only give them the chance on the time where you can't see their face. You can't see their true emotions on how they feel. You don't know if they really willing to sacrifice how they feel.
Some
or
people
what they
just
gonna do
newsy
for
if they
you.
call you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know it's
They
crazy.
just want to know what's going on, so they
Good
can hang up
point.
and call somebody else.
When
Good
you just
point.
said that about, you know, some tragic experience and stuff like that, when I know that if I did something for somebody or something like that, and I know that I've been there for them, and you know how you said that, you know, oh, but they'll be there for you, whatever. If I see that, you know, you start moving different and you're not on the same page as I am, you just cut them off right away. That's how I see it, like that. So then you see, all right, you got next new friend, put positive in my life, and that's it. That's how I see it. I cut them off real quick, so I don't have to have that negativity around me.
Okay. Eddie snaps his finger. You done. You hear that? Aristotle once defined friendship as a single soul in 2 bodies. Ladies, how do you define a real friend?
Oh,
How do you know if a friend is a friend worth trusting?
my friend should be my support system. My friend should be the person that I know that I can come to whenever, whatever time or day, that I can reach out to and that will answer my call. And that's going to be the person that listens to me. And I'm looking at Vivian because she is my friend. This is one of my very closest, my best friends. And when I'm thinking of friendship, looking at her, these are all the things that she possesses. It's the person that never judges me. It's the person that I can be 100% with and very open and honest with. And I know that she's going to he or she, for me, they're she's, is going to give me the best advice, and it's not going to only tell me what I want to hear, but it's going to be very straightforward with me.
That about to make me cry.
Well, it's one of those things.
It
yeah.
is. It's just you realize. You said you have friends. You have about you said 2 hands right full of friends. I only have 1, maybe 3 or 4 that I consider my friend. I have people that are acquaintances, co-workers, just people that I know, my counterparts. But my friends are just a very elite unit. And, not many make that cut. So for me, I think my friends are someone that I hold dear. And like I said, it's just a selected few. And it's probably about 3 to 4, kid you not. And that's about it. But, I know that I'm looking at Vivian, but this is what she represents to me as my friend.
I love you.
I love
Oh
you.
my God, we got this friendship. We got a Lifetime on right now on Hallmark Channel.
Hey, it's always.
Hold on 1 second. Research good friends are just good for us. Research shows that good friends are just good for us, right? So they did a study at University of Virginia, took 34 students to the bottom of a steep hill, gave them a heavy backpack, and asked them to estimate how steep the hill was. Some of the students who were standing with a friend, some weren't. The ones who stood next to a friend gave lower estimates. What are some ways friends have had a positive impact on you?
On me. Oh, in so many ways. I mean, like I said, and like Jeannie said, Jeannie has been an amazing friend to me. And the way that I define friendship is when you're in your darkest and your lowest point in your life and you experience life and you feel like you have nobody there, these are the people that come to rescue you. These are the people that come and support you and love you and not judge you for what you choose. But I just wanted to point that out because, again, Jeannie is dear to my heart. And but you wanted to know how I can define a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have I've been blessed with having a lot of different groups of friends. Like Jeannie said, I only have a handful of very close friends, but I pull from and get inspiration from all my different friends. Like everyone has their own blessings and talents and things like that. So I just pull from the best qualities of them, and they pour into me and I pour into them, and that's how we evolve and we become stronger and better for each other.
All right, now, quick question. Do you see young people not really understanding, and I'm asking this from an adult's perspective, do you feel as though young people are not really understanding what a true friend is? Because a lot of times I think young people are not understanding their parents or their mentors, somebody, when they say, listen, that person you with, you got to watch it. And they kind of like, how dare you say this about my friend? Do you feel as though young people, or mostly, not all, but the majority of young people are not really understanding what a true friend is?
And I do, and I think that social media plays a big role in that. They don't know how to differentiate. I'm not going to say that they don't know, but I just think that, you look at things like, how many people like you or how many people befriend you on social media. They're really not your friends. I wish that social media would change that and not say, oh, you have a friend request.
Yeah, right. But for me, I think for young people growing up now, it's about quantity, not quality. Absolutely. And I think that you guys fail to see that, and that's all fine and good. That's a learning experience.
It's a learning curve.
And the older you get and the wiser you become, you'll learn that eventually, and you'll see who's really there for you in your time of need and your time of growth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So, you know how you say quantity over quality?
Yeah.
Okay. I know this guy. Me and him, we this happened actually last week. So, Alani High School, if you know what that school is, like right around 10 minutes. Something went down where it was me, my friend, and he chose quantity over quality. He's thinking more people he knows, more people that can save him and back him up. Walking, something goes down, beef happens. All his friends that used to be his friend, he saw that he got jumped by all of them. All the people that he knew. And it was like, it's crazy because since I'm his friend and he's my friend,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna jump in there for him.
Mhm.
So it's like 40 of them and 5 of us is like, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know who's really there, and he just soon to realize like, yo, even in the hood and stuff like that, people think, oh, it's more about how many people I got. I got 40 people. Now 40 people would change on you immediately.
And you know what? He'll never forget that. As
I
long
know,
as he
and
lives.
and it's crazy because the guy that we actually hung out with, guy that we played basketball with, was the one that was fighting against him too. And it was like, how you gonna jump into the crowd when you don't even know what happened?
Right.
And it's crazy.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm gonna read a couple of stats real quick, and then we're gonna get into bad friends. What is unhealthy? But Elijah did his weight moment real quick, so I'm gonna give Elijah a few seconds
snap.
before we
Just
go
really
on the
tiny
question.
quick.
Hurry up.
You said
Hurry up,
quantity-
boy. Go ahead.
When you said quantity over quality, I kept on thinking of something.
I like
And
that.
I came up to
Quantity
I came
versus
up with a
quality.
saying for you. All right, you ready? This is probably gonna be a silly saying. It has to do with food.
I love it.
All right. It doesn't matter if you have dozens or hundreds of cheeseburgers. It matters which one will make you full, or which one tastes the best.
That Angus
leave you
beef.
If you think about it, people
grass-fed.
probably look at that and they're like, that's not really don't make sense. But if you really think about it, it actually makes sense.
Copyright that.
Yeah.
All right. 786
snap.
middle-aged Swedish men. They looked at the effect of a close relationship with one person versus multiple people. Having a close relationship with one person didn't have any real effect. Having a circle of friends did have a positive effect on preventing fatal heart attacks and heart disease. So, which I'm going to give my take on a few things. This is pretty deep. Just some, statistics. You don't have to agree or not, but this was some stats they did. Why find a genuine friend? They keep us in check. They tell us when we are wrong. They give us the bad news when bad things are happening.
Facts.
The true friends will bring it to you, even if they know it's going to hurt. They are really with us. They put their phone down so they can concentrate on being present with you. Now, I have a different take on it because I hear a lot of people, and it's okay that we could disagree, but it's just we hear each other's different perspective. I hear it, and I see it on social media a lot, and I hear a lot of people say, my circle's small. My circle is small. I used to think like that. I had that philosophy, right? But, and it's because of the effects of what happens in the past with bad friends, of where you start to lose trust on certain people. But I'm a firm believer that for me, I always say my circle is big. And the reason I say that is because the more I travel, the more I see that there are many beautiful people in this world. And if we close people off, we're going to miss out on so many beautiful things. I meet beautiful people every day. I just went to North Carolina, and my circle got bigger. I met wonderful people that instant friendship. You could tell when that instant friendship kicks in. And then you could tell when somebody's just a colleague. But you could tell when that instant friendship comes in. Like, before I got back on the airport to come back, all the texts that I received from everyone, man, hope you come back, your family now, want to see you again. And, and it's the back and forth, the things that you're able to share. Because sometimes you can connect with somebody in such a short time with somebody that you knew for years, more than with somebody that you knew for years. But there's nothing wrong with evolving. I believe that true friends should be able to evolve with you or push your involvement, not get mad. Sometimes people are like, well, you think you're better than us now, or you're doing this, or you're hanging with these folks. It's not about hanging because it's about evolving. And that's the whole point of life. How far are you willing to evolve? Because you can stay stagnant. If you keep them same friends, and I'm telling you this as a young person too, like, sometimes you could be, I got that saying, right? You put yourself in a crowd of 10 people. If you got 9 people not doing shit with their life, most likely you're not going to be doing shit with your life. But if you put yourself in a crowd of 10 people and they're doing things, most likely you're going to be doing things. That's just how it works.
Yep.
But you should be able to put yourself around people that are doing things so you could be exposed. But the more you start hiding and secluding yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself with so many things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to another quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk about what is unhealthy, what are bad friends, and then how can we avoid that, and what kind of tips you could give young people to look for. And because even as adults, we are still growing and learning too, what friends are and how we treat people. So please stay tuned. You're listening to The Wall, where we witness achievements to life lessons, only on USLA Radio.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Edwin Desmore. You listen to The Wall, where we witness achievements to life lessons. We're digging in deep. We're talking about friendships. We're talking about what's healthy, what's unhealthy. You know, who are we rolling with? Who are we hanging with? Who is my homie, my dog, my road dog, my young boy, my young girl, my old head? You know, all those things we're talking about. But right now, we're diving into, you know, what is a bad friend? What is unhealthy? And we're going to talk about that because bad friends, right? They raise your stress level constantly in competition with you, and they are draining to be around, right? At UCLA, they looked at 122 healthy adults that the ones with negative social experiences had higher levels of inflammatory proteins that led to depression, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. It is extremely important for people to regularly evaluate the health of their friendships. So basically, when we get into this, we talk about this. Having negative friends has an effect on your health, your mental state, you know, everything around you. And sometimes people don't know how to cut people off. They're just addicted to being around this person that drains them, that it comes to the point where you have to sit back and say, wait a minute, like, I don't deserve to be treated like this, or I don't consider this as being a friend. So there are many people being put in these situations, and it goes the same way with social media too. You know, folks are looking at their so-called friends on social media, putting themselves on a whole nother level and say, well, you know, guys got my back, but not yours. You know, that type of mentality. But anyway, what is your take on what advice can you give a young person about identifying a negative friend and how to avoid that or shut that down?
I think as individuals, like, you have to be self-aware of your body and the signs that your body gives you, right? I think that you have to pay attention to what your spirit tells you. I mean, we all know what's right and what's wrong. We're born with that. And when you're put in a situation that your gut is telling you, oh, this is a red flag or this might not be a good idea, you have to heed to that because, you know, there's signs to kind of get you through it and better yourself and get out of a bad situation. But I think, I was telling you during the commercial break that I grew a lot while I was in college, and I met a lot of different people, good influencers, and bad influencers. And I had a moment in my life where I was hanging out with the bad crowd, only because I grew up as an only child. I was the goody two-shoes. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. So
you became rebellious.
It was my rebellious stage. It was my rebellious stage, and I started like hanging out all the time.
You were exploring.
I was exploring, and and in the interim, I was finding myself. But then there came a moment where I was just like, all right, I experimented with this thing that I shouldn't have experimented with, right? And there was a moment where I tuned into myself and I was like, all right, this is not healthy. This is not good. This is not where I want to be. And this is not where I want my future to take me. And so you sit back and then you analyze those friendships and you realize really there weren't really friendships because friends really want you to be healthy. They want you to succeed. They want you to do well in school. And so I took that moment and I snapped myself out of it. Thank God it was only like a semester or something like that I went through it. But I am also grateful that I did go through that because it, in life, like, you need the bad experiences to grow.
And to speak on it.
And then I'm grateful that I had that experience so that I can share it with my kids because now I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people tend to think that friendships are different from relationships. Like, same thing could be toxic.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. An unhealthy relationship
What is
can
your
be
advice?
very toxic.
What is your advice?
What is my advice?
You have two daughters.
I do. I have a 23-year-old and an 18-year-old.
How many times have you found yourself giving this advice about friendship to your daughters?
Constantly. Constantly.
On a
Constantly. For me, a negative friend or, friendship is someone, you, as Vivian touched on, you automatically know this. You feel it. You feel this is an unhealthy relationship. This person is not guiding you. They're not empowering you to do more. And they're kind of holding you back from, being your very best. And so when you know this, even though, you care for this person, right? You have a good relationship with them, like you love them, you've known each other for a while, but you know that it's unhealthy. And like you said, and even in a relationship, when you feel that unhealthy relationship, it's time for you to reflect on that and to make a
Because
decision.
many times people mistake thinking that the only unhealthy relationships is like a girl boy,
Right.
or that
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of.
Right.
No,
With your significant other.
It could be with a friend. It could be
Correct.
with a coworker. It could
That
be
is
with many
correct.
things. So it's about protecting your space, your
Right.
energy. Ed. I might be asking the wrong person because he snaps his finger. He has Ed snaps his
rip
fingers
people quick.
and it's done. He has a
So-
little lever there.
What's the question again? Because I zoned out for a quick second. I ain't gonna lie.
Just when we were giving that advice,
Just-
right?
just-
This is
Oh,
what happens.
man.
Now we know why they don't want to take the advice. They zone out
I just
while
zoned out.
adults are talking.
How many friends?
But basically we were just talking about, the different things that, how can you spot an unhealthy relationship when someone is draining you? Where it's not
When
good.
when you see yourself not succeeding in life,
Mm.
when you
Right.
see yourself
There you go.
falling, when you
That's
see
it.
yourself falling, you're just like, man, who's gonna help me through this? Who's gonna really be there for me? Listen, I'll tell you right now, my cousin Shelby, I'll tell you right now, hands down, I'll go through something, hit me up right away. What you need? You need a crib to stay at? I'm here for you. Whatever I need, and I know that's my go-to forever. So if you have a go-to like that, keep that relationship. Do not mess it up.
Okay. No, thank you for sharing that. It's pretty deep. It's that a lot of times even family could be unhealthy. A lot of
Yes.
people don't want to own up to that. I have family members. I won't say any names. Listen, but
We're supposed to
better-
be
they better text you.
transparent.
they might find out who they are because I usually give certain family members an hour tolerance, right? An hour, right? Yeah, because don't get me wrong, I love them.
Yeah.
I love them with all my heart, but
love my family.
I
All
know
right, time's up.
I know how certain things could be draining. So I'm like, hey, you good? Everything good? And after a while, I could feel that energy
Yeah, that's
coming.
it.
And I'm like, you know what? I already know how much time I have, and you make that good excuse, give the hug, and good to see you.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
about protecting me.
Yes.
Yes.
And I gotta understand. So it's not about hating nobody, not really cutting people off, because
Right.
you could care for people, but also you gotta take care of you.
Yeah.
It's about you taking care of you. So
We fail to do that a lot.
We do.
We fail to do that a lot,
Yeah.
and I think that
Self-reflection
self-reflection
and love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, I have a habit doing this now, which is a good thing. I always tell folks, either every night or early in the morning, I try to reflect on that day. And I try to say, okay, this is what I didn't like about myself, and this is what I like about myself. And the things that I don't like about myself, I try to pick one thing to work on. And no matter how long it takes, because I find out that, I was told that it takes 30 days to make a habit, right?
Yeah.
For it to become a habit. So if you could work on that one thing that you don't like about yourself, and once that becomes a habit, then you work on the next thing. And sometimes it could be about, I don't like the way I feel about around a certain person or certain things. So sometimes you can start to detach yourself from certain things to protect your mental health. But how do you put yourself around positive people? How do you introduce yourself to positive people? But then again, too, there's nothing wrong with being friends with yourself. We're talking about friendships, but people fail to realize we forget to love on ourselves. Because a lot of us live our lives based off the love of someone else. I love me based on how you love me.
Preach.
And
When you really
Yeah.
think about it, I love you based on how you love me. And then
Yeah.
that's how people end up in unhealthy relationships all the way around. I'm not just talking about couples. I'm just talking about everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't, I'm not friends with such no more, but now they're like, look who they're friends with now, right?
Yeah.
Because they're dying to be around someone. Or someone breaks up with somebody, and next you know, you're with someone right away, and you didn't give yourself a chance to grow and understand you.
Right.
Because if you don't love you, if you don't know how to be a friend to yourself, how can you be a friend to someone else? And how can you love someone else?
Amen.
Excellent point, Ed.
And-
Excellent point.
I'm gonna bring this topic up. This topic has never really brung up. Yep, snapping. So I don't know. So when this is gonna be a little off topic, but it has the same outcome. So let's just say this. I'll bring this back from my past experience. So, kids these days, right? They see friends. They say, "Yo," and let's just say, back then, kids would say, "Yo, you trying?" Let's say I'm gonna bring drugs involved now. Kids say that we brings, or whatever, brings friends together, and they say that, oh, we're best friends. Let's say I hit somebody up. I'm like, "Yo, you want to chill?" But all they want to do is just smoke and then leave. That's not your real friend. Some kids don't understand to realize that even in the hood, they say, that's my friend, that's my friend. But what do you guys really do? What quality time do you guys spend with each other? Because I understand that because I experienced that personally, and I'm just like, and you look at it and you see it and you're like, yo, when you stop doing it and then you look at it and it's like, he doesn't want to hang out with you anymore because he just knows that you're not going to do it with him anymore. And yeah, I really didn't spend quality time. You probably don't even know what's his favorite color. You probably don't even know none of that. When's his birthday? So that's when you know when your real friends are at and where your fake friends is at.
Right, people that are using you.
Yeah,
you
basically.
Yeah, it's good to be mindful of that, but at the same time, it's just again like pick up those skills to figure out who are good people. When you're able to say, but it's kind of like when you go to the mall, right? You know what type of shoes you want.
Exactly.
You know what type of shirt. And then when you see different personalities, you know what type of characteristics you want to be around, what type of person. I already know what places I can go to and what places I like. Believe it or not, it could be scenery, it could be like a bar, restaurant, and I could tell by the vibe. I'm like, I'm not walking up in there because I'm not feeling the vibe. But I want to go places where folks are kind, folks are acting a certain way. I really don't want to be around gossip. If folks are gossiping about people, most likely they're gonna be talking about you once you walk out that door. That's just how it works. But
especially when you say that, it's like college life. I love college and all. I got invited to college parties, but that's just not my thing. It's all fake love around there. It's all you just getting.
But it's kind of like, I know we run out of time, so I just want to get into this real quick. Is that I get frustrated with adults a lot, and social media puts it out there because I get frustrated when I see adults still stuck on loyal friends, loyal this, loyal that. If you don't know what loyal is by now, I can see, I can see young people going through that because they're young people and they're learning and they're trying to grow and test the waters and see what is and what they're feeling because they're still evolving. But when you're in your 30s and 40s and everything else, and I'm talking to y'all, right? If you're still talking about fake friends, if you haven't figured that out, you have issues with yourself.
Yes.
You have issues with yourself. You need to start doing some self-evaluation about you. Start loving on you. Because, if you're going to go off of life, and for some reason, I guarantee you the friends you keep calling fake friends are the same type of people you keep putting yourself around. Yep. You never give you a chance to evolve and get to know people. So it's just about, your children are watching. They watch what type of friends you put yourself around. So a lot of times when you get upset what type of friends they have, they should be able to see and mimic the type of people that you put yourself around. Because you know what? My dad would never allow somebody like that around me. My mother would not allow somebody around me. So they should be picking that up. Absolutely. And it gives you more ground to talk to your kids. To be like, hey, let me tell you something. But before we go there, end with the quote of the day and everything, I want to thank Jeanette and Vivian so much to come out and share.
Thank you for having us.
And the reason I picked you two because, when you talk about positive things being positive, you see them go on their trips together.
Dominican Republic.
Oh, no. That's Puerto Rico.
But you see them doing their trips together, spending time together, laughing. And you could tell when laughter is real and smiles are real. And when I saw that, I said, you know what? I need them on the show. Yes. And people need to realize that it's about being positive and putting yourself around good people. Quote of the day: a friend is someone who knows you as you are, understands where you have been, accepts what you have become, and still gently allows you to grow. William Shakespeare. True friends are the ones who challenge you in good ways, the kind of challenges that make us better. The real friends know all of you, even the parts you think are ugly, and still see nothing but your beauty. They bring you peace, and they make you calm. I want to thank everyone for listening today to The Wall, where we witness achievements through life lessons. Today we witness achievements through life lessons because we have two real people that came on in here to talk about the lessons they learned in life and how they shared it. This is Edmund Desmore. You were listening to The Wall. on Usala Radio. Thank you and have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
All right, see you guys.
This was so fun.
We're going-
Yeah.